Did you grow up knowing what you wanted to do, train for it, and go straight into that job? Great. I'm really happy for you, but this video isn't for you. This video is for people who did stuff and learned stuff and have changed jobs, or maybe get bored, didn't quite know what they wanted to do, and maybe still don't know what they want to do. You see, there's a spectrum of flexibility that we have around our careers and what makes us satisfied and what gives us joy. Some people love doing something and being really specialized. They do the one thing and they get really, really good at it. They love that and that gives them satisfaction. However, there's a whole group of other people, myself included, who get joy from doing a range of different things. So they'll be learning and they'll be changing and they'll be doing stuff all the time. These kind of people typically have really complicated CVs where you'll look at loads of different jobs and it's really, really hard to see a single thread. Perhaps they also tend to have loads of hobbies. If you've done lots of things and you've got really into them, and then maybe after a few months or a few years, you feel you've kind of mastered them and then they've lost their excitement and you've gone on to the next thing, then this could well be you. The author Emily Wapnick coined the phrase multi-potentialite for people like this. That means that rather than having one core skill, what you do is you have your core skill is doing all the things, is doing lots of different things instead of just that one thing. And that's what brings you satisfaction. That's what brings you joy. That's what prevents you from getting bored. And this can make jobs really, really difficult because in a career, in most organizations, you're expected to fit into a box. You're expected to do a thing and basically do the same thing over and over and over again and get slowly better at it and that one thing. Now, for someone who's really towards the multi-potentialite end of the spectrum, who's got all of the kind of who's motivated by variety, that's going to be really, really dull over time. That's going to get crashingly dull and feel really frustrating, and it can feel like you're stuck and in the wrong place. And maybe you can deal with that by doing a whole load of hobbies outside of work and stuff, but equally, it doesn't have to be like that at work either. There are jobs that are a better fit for your type. So what you can do is look for jobs that give you that variety, that really need that flexibility. Your skills are really, really good where you have to jump into something new feet first. And some jobs absolutely require that. And that's a very scary thing for some other people. If you're the more flexible type, you'll have jumped into so many things feet first that that's where you actually feel comfortable. That's what gives you joy. So look for small organizations and roles that ask for flexibility. You can find these roles in large organizations, but they typically have a high degree of autonomy. That's what you're really looking for. You're looking for the freedom to be able to solve a problem in the way that you see fit. Because you've got this huge toolbox of skills, right? You don't need to do this one thing and follow this one thing. You can use any of the skills, any of the things that you've picked up, all of the knowledge that you've picked up to solve any one problem. So having a job and a role that dictates how you solve the problem is going to be really frustrating for you. And perhaps the single best job to do if you are this type is to be an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur and you're creating your own organization, you're creating your own work, what you can do is you can mash all of the skills that you've developed, all of the things that you love to do together into a single expression of your flexible self. And this will probably look nothing like any particular job that anyone's ever done before. That's okay. In fact, that's a great thing. That's innovation. You'll be solving things for people that no one has solved before. And when you're like this, though, it can feel like drifting. It can feel really like you don't have anything to hold on to. You just do another thing and do another thing. For me, what's been really, really effective is anchoring in purpose. By knowing who you want to help, then what you can do is work out all of the different ways that you could help them most effectively. Think about what change you want to see in the world rather than how you're trying to achieve it. You've got a ton of different things that you can do to achieve that. So if you're just anchored on what you're trying to help, who you're trying to help and what you're trying to do in that big picture scale, then that's probably the most effective way you can be. And if that's new to you and you're not really sure what your purpose is, I really suggest Start With Why by Simon Sinek. It's an excellent TED Talk and a really brilliant book. So if you can bring all your skills together, and you'll not only be more happy and more satisfied, but you also stand the chance of helping people in a completely new way. The phrase "jack of all trades, master of none" is something that's often thrown at people who are up this more flexible end of the working spectrum. And the really interesting thing about that phrase is it's lost its last sentence over time. What people used to say was "jack of all trades, master of none, often better than a master of one." So what you can be is the best person for the problem that you're facing. So do let me know in the comments what your dream combination job would be, what you'd love to, what skills you'd love to combine and weave together to help people. And do tag anyone else who you think is also this really kind of flexible worker and would really benefit from hearing this video. Thank you.